Welcome back, everybody. Today we're diving into something pretty special, I'd say.
Oh, definitely. It's a travel blog all about an island off the coast of Wales.
Anglesey.
That's
Yeah.
the one, Holy Island, Anglesey. Well, let's just say it's packed with insider tips, all the best kept secrets.
Well, I'm ready to spill those secrets.
Yeah.
Let's start with the basics. How do we even get to this magical island?
Well, it's easier than you might think. Just a quick hop from mainland Wales, 30 minutes tops once you're across the Britannia Bridge. And you might even get a chance to try and pronounce
Oh, you're not gonna make me say it.
Linfair Blingalangle Guggary, Grindrobble, and Te Siliogogogach. I think I got it.
Okay, I'm impressed. But maybe we should stick to Anglesey for now. The blog really raves about the South Stack Lighthouse perched right on the edge of a 60-meter cliff. Sounds amazing, but also kind of terrifying.
Yeah, that bridge to the lighthouse is, well, let's just say it's not for the faint of heart. And then you've got 400 steps down to the lighthouse itself. But trust me, the view from the top, absolutely breathtaking.
And the perfect spot for bird watching, right? Especially if you're hoping to catch a glimpse of those puffins.
June and July, that's the time to go if you want to see puffins. They're incredible.
Now, for those of us who maybe aren't so keen on heights, the blog mentioned Eland's Tower as a good alternative.
Ellen's Tower. Equally stunning views, but, much more accessible. Plus, there's a shop, a cafe, perfect for a relaxing break.
Okay, that's going on the list.
Yeah.
And speaking of places that need to be seen, Enis Landwyn, it's a tidal island, but it has this really romantic nickname, Lover's Island.
Oh, yes. Ninus Landwyn, it's named after Saint Dwynwen, the Welsh patron saint of lovers. She actually lived on this island for 60 years, and you can still see the ruins of her church there.
Wow, 60 years. That's dedication.
It is. And the church itself is quite unique, shaped like a cross, which is pretty unusual for churches in this area.
The church shaped like a cross. Okay, I'm adding that to the must-see list. So we've got breathtaking views, romantic history, but let's not forget about the island itself. The blog highlights Anglesey's, well, it's geology, and I have to say it sounds pretty fascinating.
Oh, Anglesey's geology is a story in itself. Over 100 different types of rock, some of them dating back an incredible 860 million years.
860 million years, that's mind-boggling. What kind of rocks are we even talking about?
You name it, pillow, lava stones, folded rocks, even fossilized brachiopods. Anglesey has it all. And if you're lucky, you might even spot some blue schist.
Blue schist.
Yeah, it's this rare, beautiful rock, kind of a blue-tinged color, very unique. You can actually see a geological clock with all these different rock types represented at Amelish Port.
Okay, so we've got history, romance, and geology all wrapped up in one island, but we can't forget about the beaches. The blog mentions some pretty amazing stretches of sand.
Oh, the beaches are incredible. Anglesey's famous for them.
Yeah.
On Holy Island, you've got Traeth Leyden and Traeth Borth, one both stunning tucked away between these dramatic cliffs. And then on the main island, there's Ligwy Beach, golden sand, clear water, just beautiful.
And for those who are looking for a bit more action, any good surfing spots?
Oh, absolutely. Anglesey has become quite a surfing hotspot. Rusnagar and Aberfraw are the places to go if you're into windsurfing or kite surfing. But honestly, whether you're a surfer or just a sunbather, there's a beach for everyone here.
Sounds like Anglesey has a lot to offer beyond the beaches, too. The blog mentions Beaumaris Castle, part of the Iron Ring of Castles.
Right. The Iron Ring is this series of castles built by Edward I back in the 13th century. He wanted to solidify his control over Wales. Beaumaris is considered one of the most well-preserved examples of medieval military architecture.
That's fascinating. And are there any towns worth visiting on Anglesey?
Oh, definitely. Holyhead, the ferry port to Dublin, has a really charming harbor and a long maritime history. Then there's Llangefni, the island's capital. It's a bustling market town, always something going on.
This is starting to sound like a pretty full itinerary.
Yeah.
And speaking of planning a trip, what about accommodation options? The blog mentioned everything from camping to luxury hotels.
Well, Anglesey has something for everyone, really. You could go glamping at Brinteg. They have these luxurious pods with outdoor hot tubs. Or maybe traditional camping at Olfram Campsite is more your style. It's closer to Yennis Landwyn.
Okay, so we've got glamping camping, but what about hotels? The blog definitely hinted that Anglesey had some real gems.
Oh, Anglesey has some incredible hotels, places you won't forget. We should definitely dive into those next time.
Okay, well, let's save the hotels for next time. We've got a lot more to explore on this incredible island.
Okay, so last time we covered, the basics, getting to Anglesey, the lighthouse, that incredible Lover's Island. We even touched on the geology a bit.
Yeah, Anglesey's got a lot going on, that's for sure.
It does, and this blog really digs deep, especially when it comes to history. It calls Anglesey the Mother of Wales, which I found really interesting.
It's a nickname that goes way back to the 12th century, actually,
Mm.
and it all has to do with the island's role in well-feeding whales.
Hmm.
Anglesey was known for its fertile land, lots of crops, livestock. It was basically the breadbasket for the whole country. Makes sense. But the blog also mentions Dark Island and Island of the Brave. What are those all about?
Ah, yes, those nicknames reveal a different side of Anglesey's past Dark Island, or Ynys Dywal in Welsh, refers to the fact that historically Anglesey didn't have as many forests as mainland Wales, and Island of the Brave, well, that one's linked to its strategic location and its history of, fending off invaders.
Romans and Vikings, right? Didn't they both try to conquer Anglesey?
They did, and the people of Anglesey had to be pretty tough to withstand those attacks, so Island of the Brave, it fits.
Speaking of the Romans, the blog mentions some Roman influence on the island. What exactly did they leave behind?
The Romans saw Anglesey as a key strategic point, in their conquest of Britain. In fact, the Roman commander Suetonius Paulinus, he actually used Anglesey as a base for his invasion of Ireland.
So it was like a stepping stone to Ireland.
Exactly. Its proximity to Ireland made it ideal for, staging military campaigns. We know the Romans marched right across Anglesey on their way to conquer Ireland, and they left behind traces of their presence that we can still find today.
Wow, so it's strategically important island, a breadbasket for whales. And don't forget the patron saint of love.
That's right. We can't leave out Saint Dwynwen. But her story isn't just about love, it's also about resilience.
Oh, so.
Well, the legend says that Dwynwen, she fell deeply in love, but her heart was broken. Instead of giving into despair, she retreated to Ynys Llanddwyn, dedicated her life to prayer, asking for others to find true love.
So she kind of became a symbol of hope.
Exactly, especially in matters of the heart. And her legacy lives on in Ynys Llanddwyn. People still visit, seeking her blessing and love, drawing inspiration from her strength.
That's a beautiful story. It adds another layer to this already fascinating island. But I want to circle back to the geology for a bit. The blog really emphasizes Anglesey's unique geological history. What makes it so special?
Well, for starters, the rocks on Anglesey are incredibly old. We're talking Paleozoic era, hundreds of millions of years old. And over time, these rocks weren't just sitting there. They were subjected to these immense forces that shaped and reshaped them.
Earth movements, tectonic shifts, that kind of thing.
Exactly. Pressure, heat, they all played a part. Some of these rocks were transformed into metamorphic rocks, and changes in sea level also contributed to the island we see today.
So it's not just the rocks themselves, but the forces that acted upon them over millions of years. The blog mentions specific spots where you can actually see this history come to life.
Oh, absolutely. Like on Ynys Llanddwyn, you can find pillow lava stones formed from underwater volcanic eruptions. Imagine molten lava flowing into the sea, cooling rapidly and solidifying into these rounded shapes, almost like pillows.
Okay, now I'm picturing that, definitely adding it to the list. What else?
And then there's South Stack, where you can see folded rocks, layers of rock that have been bent and contorted by incredible pressure over millions of years. It's really quite a sight.
Those forces at work shaping the landscape over such vast stretches of time. It's amazing to think about. And I remember the blog mentioned fossils too.
Yes, fossilized brachiopods can be found on Anglesey, ancient marine creatures that lived millions of years ago. Finding their fossilized shells is like a window into the island's prehistoric past.
It's incredible walking in the footsteps of these ancient creatures. It reminds you that Anglesey's been around for a very long time.
Ugh.
Speaking of ancient, what about that blue schist rock? You mentioned it earlier. It's so rare. What makes it so special, and where can we see it?
Blue schist is a metamorphic rock, but it forms under very specific conditions, high pressure and low temperatures. Those conditions usually only occur in subduction zones where tectonic plates collide.
So the fact that it's found on Anglesey is, well, it's significant.
It is. It tells us a lot about the island's, turbulent geological past. To see it up close, you can head to Amelech Port. There's a geological clock there that showcases the different types of rocks found on Anglesey, including blue schist.
Amelech Port Geological Clock, got it. But let's shift gears for a moment and talk about the beaches. The blog made them sound incredible.
They are incredible. Each beach has its own unique character.
Okay, I'm ready for a virtual beach tour. Tell me more.
Well, on Holy Island itself, you've got Traethleiden and Traethborth, when both beautiful sandy beaches nestled between those dramatic cliffs. They offer a real sense of seclusion.
Perfect for a peaceful escape.
Yeah.
What about the main island?
On the main island, Ligwy Beach is a popular choice, golden sand, clear waters. A classic beach experience.
And then there's Traeth Llanddwyn, our romantic tidal island.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Traeth Llanddwyn, a truly special place. It's a blend of history, romance, and natural beauty. You can explore the ruins of St. Dwinwyn's Church, stroll along the sandy shores, and you might even catch a glimpse of the Snowdonia Mountains in the distance.
Now that sounds magical. And we talked about surfing before. Any other beaches that stand out for water sports?
Rosenager and Aberfraw are the go-to spots for windsurfing and kitesurfing. They've got those consistent winds and waves that surfers love, but there are plenty of options for those who prefer calmer waters. Silver Bay, Trader Bay, Church Bay, they all offer something different.
So whether you're looking for relaxation or adventure, Anglesey's beaches have got you covered.
Absolutely. And as we've been saying, the island offers so much more than just beaches, history, geology, those charming towns.
And don't forget the accommodations. We touched on them briefly before, but the blog goes into detail about some really unique places to stay.
From luxury glamping pods to historic hotels, Anglesey has accommodations for every taste and budget. We should definitely explore those next time.
Okay, well, let's save those for next time. It sounds like we got a lot more to uncover on this amazing island. Okay, so let's talk about where to stay on Anglesey. After a day of exploring, you're going to want a comfy place to relax. The blog really got me interested in this place called Brinteg Glamping.
Oh yeah, Brinteg glamping is perfect if you want to be close to nature but still, have some luxury. Imagine this. You're in a cozy pod. You've got your own bathroom. And then outside your own private hot tub under the stars.
A hot tub under the stars. Okay, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Sign me up. But what if you're more of a traditional camper? Someone who likes, the simplicity of sleeping under the open sky?
Well, then a Welfern campsite would be a great choice. It's closer to Ynes Lendwin, too, if you want to spend more time on that magical tidal island.
So we've got glamping and camping covered.
Mm.
But let's be real. Sometimes you just want a good hotel experience. And it sounds like Anglesey has some really special hotels.
Oh, absolutely. If you're looking for something grand, Chateau Rianfa is the place to go. It's this stunning Victorian mansion overlooking the Menai Strait. And get this, it has its own private beach.
Wow, a private beach. Okay, that's definitely luxurious.
Right.
But for those who want something with a bit more history, the blog mentioned a hotel called the Bulkley.
The Bulkley Hotel is perfect for history buffs. It's near Beaumaris, and it dates all the way back to 1832. Staying there is like stepping back in time.
I love that staying in a place with so much history,
Mm-hmm.
it really adds something special to the experience. And the blog also mentioned a spa at this place called Treyesgowen Hall.
Oh, Treyesgowen Hall and Spa. That's the place to go if you want to unwind and pamper yourself. They have an amazing restaurant, a luxurious spa with all sorts of treatments, a pool, a sauna. You can really relax and recharge there.
Okay, that sounds heavenly. But what about something a bit more low-key, maybe self-catering?
For a cozy and private stay, I'd recommend Dafar Nuid Studio. It's centrally located so you can easily get to all the attractions. Plus, it's got that home away from home feeling.
So many great options. It seems like no matter what you're looking for, whether it's luxury, history, relaxation, or just a simple escape, Anglesey has the perfect place to stay.
Exactly. It's an island that caters to everyone. And I think we can both agree that we've only just scratched the surface of what Anglesey has to offer.
Definitely. This whole deep dive has been fascinating. We've learned so much about Holy Island and Anglesey, from those dramatic cliffs and ancient rocks to the romantic beaches and charming towns.
And don't forget those nicknames. The island's role as the Mother of Wales. Its strategic importance throughout history. It's incredible to think about all the layers of history and geology and culture that are all woven together in this one little island.
I know. We could spend weeks exploring and still not see everything.
That's the beauty of Anglesey. It keeps on giving, revealing new secrets and wonders with every visit.
So if you had to pick one thing that our listeners absolutely should not miss when they visit Anglesey, what would it be?
Ooh, that's tough. But if I had to choose, I'd say experience the magic of Ynis Landwin, walking across that tidal causeway to this island steeped in history and romance, exploring the ruins of St. Dwinwyn's Church, taking in those breathtaking views. It's an experience you won't forget.
That's a perfect way to wrap things up. A reminder that the most memorable travel experiences are often the ones that connect us to something deeper, to history, to nature, to something bigger than ourselves.
Well said. And who knows, maybe our listeners will even discover some secrets of their own as they explore this incredible island.
Happy travels, everyone.